Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video on the Crew 2 closed beta, and in this video I wanted to discuss about about the improvements that the Crew 2 does better compared to, well, the first game. And first off, I'd like to say that load times are extremely good compared to the first game. I mean, I just clicked the continue button and look how quickly I just got into my garage. That's not even that's like less than 15 seconds that it took for that to happen, and that's just incredible to say the least. The fact that it's so quick, and again, exiting out of the house, it's so quick. And yes, the map's covered in snow. That's one of the weird things with the weather. And I do also, on the subject of the weather, I do like the new weather system as well with the game. The fact that it doesn't the fact that it doesn't rain every 5 minutes like it did in the first game is so much better. And there's actually so much more variety in terms of weather. Like, there's fog, there's cloudy weather, there's multiple different kinds of rain as well. I mean, we can literally look at this in the photo mode as well. And the other nice thing I like about the game is the whole entire new live photo mode system, as well as the whole entire new replay system as well. It's very nice. Very just well put together. So in general, this menu is actually the same as the first game, as you can see. Not really that much different. Oh, however, the vehicle system is a little bit more different. You could toggle your vehicle on and off like on the first game. You could mess around with the mud amount on your car. In this case, it's just snow because, well, yeah, there's snow. You can also damage your vehicle a certain amount like the first game. Probably move the camera like this, that you guys can see the effect that's going on. But yeah, it looks a little weird sometimes. You can also turn on and off the driver like the first game. They actually removed the ability to set the brightness of your headlights, but now all you have the option to do is just turn the lights on and off, and that's it. You can turn other players on and off, you can turn traffic on and off, and you can also mess around with the environment. Weather is default. That means that it's the same weather as what your session is currently in, but you could also do clear sky, fog, cloud and fog, cloudy weather, clouded weather, which has thicker clouds, heavy clouds. You can also do rainy, where it's just a little bit shower, not too many clouds. Raining, which has a lot more clouds and it's pouring down rain. Very heavy rain, which a lot more clouds and very heavy rain. And snowy. Of course, different kinds of snow modes as well. Blizzard looks pretty cool as well, with a lot of clouds and so forth. And default. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff you can do with the game now, in terms of just weathers, and of course you saw all the weather effects there as well. There's a lot of new weather effects that they added in, which just looks so much better compared to the first game. The other thing I like is the graphics. The graphics actually stay true to, like, stay very much like what Wild Run is like right now. And I do like that. I do like the whole entire bright atmosphere of the game, the calm atmosphere, the bright atmosphere, etc. It really ties into the game really well. It gives a nice energetic feel to the game. And of course you saw there the backfires. I do like the new backfire system. It's not too obnoxious, but it's not too boring in a way. New nitrous flames as well. You probably can barely see that because the white snow is just completely covered the back of my car. But yeah, the other thing I like as well is, actually, I'll pause right here. I'll cut out here and I'll show you in a second. Hold on. Alright, and here we are back. So here we are in the house. The other thing I like is the whole entire new customization system of the game. The fact that you can come in here and customize your vehicle to the same standards as the first game, if not better, is just the best thing that the developers have done. I mean, there's so many different options you can have. There's like a color wheel now, like Forza style as well. The iridescent is still not that, doesn't have that much in terms of colors. It's kind of hard to actually see because, well, the effects of that. Then there's also the recent colors, and of course, yeah, that. And of course, we have now livery editors and the ability to get the same liveries from the first game, except they're at a much reduced price now. These are basically Ubisoft designed liveries. Ignore the background noise. I wish they could turn this damn TV off. But yeah, you could you can basically get all the old liveries from the first game, and you can also create your own, which I'm not going to do because that's going to take some money away from me. And the other thing is the visual parts. The visual parts are mainly the same between the cars compared to the first game. front bumpers and everything else are all the same as well. The only difference really is the fact that with the rims you can actually now customize the rims more. So let's take this, you could change the color right here. Let's just leave it actually silver for now. Then you can also adjust the rim size as well. You can make it really small or you can make it really, really big. Then go next, and then you could do the same thing with the rear rims as well. So you can really customize how big or small just how you want the rims to look. And that's just like really, really cool, the fact that you can do that. Of course, now you also have the option to paint your calipers. So if you want acid green caliper colors on your 4C, you can do that. Or whatever, you can do whatever you want. I don't know if how much they cost because, well, the prices are kind of bugged. Mirrors is still the same, and the fact that you also have more customization options now. The fenders are actually like separate as well, so you can have stock fenders or some custom fenders. Rear wings are about the same as well. For the most part, it's still the same, and the interior customization is so much nicer. So let's take this beige color, for instance, and here we could mess around with the different materials, as you can see, other materials. And then you could also mess around with the inserts. Probably gonna take my money now. And of course, the performance menu is really nice as well. The fact that it's so much more simplified. There's no more crappy parts that they added in like the first game. It's so much more reduced now. There's 6 different parts that you could choose for, and the vehicle levels are much more reduced as well. It's a much more reasonable level. I don't have the option to do pro tuning in here as well, but I'll show you that a little bit later. But yeah, for the most part, they've done a really good job with just the customization. The house in general is one of my other favorite features of the game as well. The fact that it's just your hub, the way you can go and do whatever you want. Of course, while we're also in the house as well, I also like the fact that you can customize your avatar. As you can see, clicking here, you can customize your avatar with everything. I mean, really, you could do whatever you want. Gloves, the shoes, and then of course there's the full racing suit you can put on your character as well, which is pretty nice. But yeah, exiting out of there and resetting that to default because I don't really care too much towards that right now. I'll do that in the full game. Of course, you can also look around your vehicles in the house, which is pretty nice. And here as well, you can also open up the doors. For some reason that's not working. Yeah, it looks like that's unfortunately broken, but yeah, let's just drive this thing as well. And real quick as well, I will show you my other favorite feature as well that I kind of like, the pro tuning system. The fact that you can now set assists the way you want them. You could, if you want traction control like half on, you can do that. If you want to fully off, you can do that. Same thing with ABS, ESP, and slide help. Slide help, all it really does is like try and prevent you from sliding as much as basically prevents you from sliding as much as possible. And if you turn that off, you're basically going to be sliding all over the place. And it'll be a lot harder for you to get out of a slide, so you got to do a lot more work. And so, yeah, that's basically all of the features that I've found very nice for the house as well. And of course, the sounds are much improved from the first game. I'll shut up real quick and let you hear this 4C. Of course, the 4C also now has a digital cockpit. That's another thing I like. The fact that they went back to some of the older vehicles and fixed up some parts of the cars. They finally now have a working digital gauge in the car, which is really nice. That was missing from the first game, and now we have that working. So, which is pretty cool. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for that part of the thing as well. The other thing I like is the storyline and the skills as well. Which, there's not a skill around here. I'll actually fast travel to a skill real quick. And the other thing I like as well, real quick, is the fact that you can pause in the map, and then return back, continue driving. With the first game, you could do that. Within like the first 5 seconds, you go into the map, you could go back into the world and continue driving. But after a certain amount of time, the game will actually just basically stop you from moving, and you'll have to get back up to speed again yourself. But yeah, let me find a skill real quick and I'll show you guys what I like about the skills. So, not to that player. Basically, the skills are so much simpler to use. There's no like grinding aspect to them anymore. You don't really have to, you don't farm parts off of them anymore. So as you can see, really simple. They added this new speed trap skill. They removed some skills as well. The jump skills are gone. It's just more reasonable skills now. More realistic skills in a way. And as you can see, the skills don't really drop parts anymore. They will drop parts, but very, very rarely. Basically, the best way to get you to get parts for your car, performance parts for your car, is basically through events or finding the live rewards. The other thing I like as well is you can see here, there's a bunch of AI driving here, so I'll try and catch up to these guys. But yeah, the AI are driving around in free roam, and that's even with a bunch of that even happens when you have other players in your session, which is really cool. It makes the world feel so much more alive than, well, just AI driving around and traffic and the cops, which don't exist in this game because the game doesn't really suit cops at all, to be honest. Of course, the other thing I like as well is just the fast load times of events. The fact that you can just pull up to an event, drive through here, wait about 10 seconds for it to load in all the props and everything in the vehicles, and be on your way to the race. And of course, driving to the start line, which is another feature I really like about the Crew 2. The fact that you just have to drive to the start line. Of course, it's a time limit for those that are just, well, for lack of a better term, dumb and don't know how to drive to the finish line, or just AFK. Then yeah, it'll just stop the game. Just basically, yeah, finish up for them. And I'll pause right here real quick, and I'll cut back to the end of the race of this, because I'm pretty sure you guys don't really want to watch me driving around for, like, I don't even know how long, like 5 minutes or so, or 2 minutes, so I'll be right back. Alrighty, so here we are back. The other thing I like as well, when you pause the game, is that the game will stop for a few seconds and let you kind of get ready for driving again, although it doesn't seem to work fully just yet, but I think they'll fix that a little bit later. Not too big of a deal right now. The other thing I like is the whole entire, like, new loot system. The fact that you have to drive to pick up loot. That's a pretty fun little thing in my opinion. Which not many games give the option. Of course, you have the live reward that you hear beeping right there. Y'all just not still. But yeah, as you can see, there's the parts here as well. I'll trash that part because I don't really need it. I should have probably trashed that green one. Scrap that green one, but yeah. The other thing I like as well, as you probably saw there, the inventories are actually shared between vehicles, which is pretty great. Although it's only shared between street racer vehicles, like all the street racer vehicles share an inventory, and of course the drag cars are separate, and so are the hypercars and the drift cars. So you can't really transfer parts between other cars. And of course the live reward system is pretty nice, but in my opinion, it's a little bit of a distraction from the usual game, but I guess that's kind of the point in a way, to kind of give you a little bit something else to do besides just farm races all the time. So yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a break system, a little breather for you to take while you're farming, so you don't completely burn yourself out from doing missions all the time. Scrap that, because that's just a basic part. But yeah, overall, I really like the Crew 2 so far. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say that I really like about the game, but overall, I just really like what the Crew 2 does compared to the first game. I mean, obviously, it's still not 100% perfect. Yes, the mirrors still don't work, and the headlights are still not that good, but honestly, if the developers really had a fix for that, they would have fixed that way before. It's not that they're probably lazy, it's just they tried to fix it, but they just couldn't find a solution. I mean, yes, they could have fixed it after the fact, but you can't really fix that after the fact, because the mirrors are a big major performance hog, and they just can't add them in after the fact, because that would mean that all the optimization would just basically be screwed up. And then the same thing with the headlights. I heard that the headlights gave them problems, and, well, yeah, basically made the game crash whenever they'd, like, increase the distance too much. But yeah, basically that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, give the video a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.